Section 8.2, example 5, graphing a hyperbola centered at HK, given an equation in general form. Graph the hyperbola given by the equation below, identify and label the center, vertices, co-vertices, foci, and asymptotes. Okay, let's see what we have so far. A lot of craziness going on, but I think we are actually, no, I know that we are ready for this. Let's group our x's together. Let's group our y's together. So 9x squared minus 36x minus 4y squared minus 40y. And let's move that 388 over to the other side. So this is going to be equal to a positive 388. All right. We need to group these together, complete the square for each x and for the y's. But in order to do that first, let's pretend we group these two together. We need to make sure that we have a coefficient of 1. So let's group these two together, get a coefficient of 1 here, group these two together, get a coefficient of 1 here too. So factoring out a 9 from the x's, we end up with x squared minus 4x. Leave a little space because we're going to complete the square. And factoring out this time a negative 40, or not 40, factoring out a negative 4 because we need a positive 1 there. We end up with y squared plus 10y. Leave a little space there so we can complete the square. This is still equal to 388. All right, so now completing the square, let's do it in a different color. Half of b squared. Half of negative 4, so negative 4 divided by 2 squared. It's going to be negative 2 squared, which is a positive 4. So since we're working with two sides of an equation, we're going to add 4 in here and add 4 to the other side. But remember, this 4 is not just a 4. That 4 is in these parentheses that's being multiplied by 9. So we added 9 times 4 over there. So we have to add 9 times 4 over here too. So we got that. Let's move on to this part. Half of b squared. So half of 10, so 10 divided by 2 squared. That's 5 squared, which is 25. So we're adding 25 in here, which means we need to add 25 over here too. When we added the 25 in here, it was within these parentheses, which is being multiplied by that negative 4. So when we added this 25, we also have to, or when we added this 25 in here being multiplied by negative 4, we have to multiply this one over here by negative 4 as well. All right, let's simplify. So we just did some magic that forces this part here to factor perfectly into a perfect square. So 9 times x minus 2 squared is what we have there, minus 4 times y plus 5 squared over here. And let's see what we have here. 388 plus 36 minus 100. Let's simplify that one more time. We have 9x minus 2 squared minus 4 times y plus 5 squared is equal to, let's not try to do this in our heads. I feel like I'm going to end up messing that up. 388 plus 36 minus 100. 324 is what we have. All right. So what we have here is this. We always want to make sure that it's equal to 1 with all of our conic except for a circle. We always want to make sure that it's equal to 1. So what are we going to do here? We're going to divide both sides by our 324, making sure that we have a 1 over here. So let's divide both sides. 324. Divide that by 324 as well. So 9 goes into 324. I don't know. Let's see. So 324. Let's divide that by 9. 36. And let's divide that by 4. So 324 divided by 4, 81. So we have 36 and 81. X minus 2 squared equals 36. Because 9 goes into 324 36 times. Minus, here we have 4 going into 324. Calculator told us that was 81. So we have y plus 5 squared over 81. And that's equal to 32 divides out with, or 324 divides out with 324 one time. So now this is our equation that we're working with. And they want us to graph this. So we're going to graph this and find all of this stuff. They want us to find the center. So the center, the vertices, co-vertices, the foci, and lastly, the asymptotes. All right, so starting off with the center we could find literally by just looking at it. So center is going to be 2, -5. And vertices. All right, so looking at this, we graph on X, not Y. So coming off of our X axis, we're going root 36. So we're going six units out in the X direction. So mathematically, we just have to like plus or minus 6 to our X component here. So if you wanted to just write that down, we could definitely do that. So minus 6 is going to be -4. Plus 6 is going to be +8. And this is going to remain -5. This is going to remain -5 as well. Co-vertices, which are coming off of the y-axis, from the center, we go out root 81, which is 9. So we go out 9 units in the y direction. So that means that 2 is going to remain the same from the center. Co-vertices are going out 9 units. So -5 minus 9 is going to be a -14. -5 plus 9 is going to be 4. We have that. We have our foci. Let's figure out what the foci are. So foci, C is equal to the square root a squared plus b squared. So C is equal to 36 plus 81. So 36 plus 81. So 6, 7. Just make sure. So we have 36 plus 81. 117. And that doesn't simplify. I don't think it simplifies at all. Oh, yeah, it does. So divide that by 9. So this simplifies to 3 root 13. Not that pretty, but I think we could still work with it. So 3 root 13. So foci from the center in the X, not Y direction. So off of the X axis, we're adding and subtracting 3 root 13. So from the center, we have 2, and we're subtracting it. So -3 root 13. comma negative 5, 2 plus 3 root 13, comma negative 5. All right, so we have that. And lastly, our asymptotes. So asymptote, let's kind of think of what we have right now. So we had, let's say the center is somewhere over here. Actually, no, it's opposite. So center somewhere over here. And we went up X units or up Y units. So we went up 9 units and we went over 6 units. So from the center out that way, we have just that. So looking at y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, y minus y1. So we're using the center as our point. So y minus y1, so y plus 5 is equal to m. So y over, or run of difference in y over difference in x, 9 over 6, x minus x1, still grabbing it from this point, x minus 2. So that's one equation of the line. But from the center, we went up, we went over, but we could also go up and over this way, making that negative. So we still have the same point. We're just multiplying this by a -1. So over here, the other equation, y minus y1 is equal to x minus x1. Y plus 5 is equal to a -9 over 6. X minus 2. So those are the two asymptotes that we're looking for. So y is equal to 3 over 2. So 3 over 2x, that's going to be -1 minus 5. So our equation here, 3 over 2x minus 6. That's one equation. And the other equation is whatever we get over here. So we have y is equal to, this time it's a -3 over 2. Negative, that would be positive. So plus, oh, that should be +3, not +1. -3, and that was -5. -8. And then -5 over here. So the other equation is y is equal to -3 over 2x minus 2. -3 over 2x minus 2. All right. Let's graph all of this, and then I'll take this to Desmos so you guys could see everything all nice and pretty. So x, not y. Now that we have all the points, I just want to get a good picture of it. But here we have x is 2, y is -5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vertices at -4, -5. So that's 1, 2, wait, -4, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. There's that one. And 8, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're graphing those. Covertices, which we're not graphing. 2, -14. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you wanted to follow the little boxes, this is where we would have the boxes. And continuing on the boxes. So notice that it crosses here at -2, which is this line right here. And coming up. Should be -6. Somewhere over here. Oh, no, -8. Is what we have right here. So 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. And we're graphing on X, not Y. So our actual graph ends up being this right here. And this over here. Oh, and the foci. So 2 minus 3 root 13. Let's get this. So we have 3 root 13. So 10.8. 10.8 in the X direction. So we went out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.8 is going to be somewhere over here. Which means this one's going to be somewhere way over here. There we go. And just so we could see what it looks like graphed, let's go on Desmos. And let's graph everything. All right, so starting with the center. So center at 2, -5. All right, 2, -5. The next one is our vertices at -4, -5. Next one is 8, -5. Closing that up, we have 2, -14. And 2, 4. Then we have 2 minus 3 root 10. 2 minus 3 root 13, not 10. And that was comma -5. And same thing, but plus, so 2 plus 3 root 13, comma -5. And we have these two equations. So y equals 3/2x minus 8. Y equals -3/2 x minus 2. Notice that it goes through the center right there. Kind of cool. And lastly, from here, let's graph the actual graph, which ends up being like this part right here. So this equation here. So we have x minus 2 squared. We're dividing all of that by 36 minus y plus 5 squared, dividing all of that by 81. And all of that should equal 1. And just notice what we have here. It's our parabola. Notice how we get really, really close to these asymptotes, but never actually touch them. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. We really don't need those 2 points, so we don't need our co-vertices. Those 2 right there, because they don't make up much of the graph. They just kind of help visualize our parts. But yeah, that's what we have. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, bye.